Hello, everyone. My name is Crystal. I am going to start writing a blog about my transitioning process. I've been thinking about transitioning since I was about 14. I was just always really scared to tell people that I wanted to become a male. Um, I've never really. Sorry, my nose is all stuffy. I'm allergic to hair, and I've been cleaning. And I might sneeze, just fair warning. So, I've always been noticing that something wasn't right since I was 14. I never felt comfortable, like, looking back at pictures that my mom took of me when I was younger, wearing all the dresses that they used to dress me up, or in, like, girly clothes and stuff like that. And, back when you're that age, you're obviously not capable of saying, no, this doesn't feel comfortable for me, I don't want to wear it. Your parents dress you as they want to dress you. But the other thing, too, that I've noticed, too, is both of my sisters had weddings, and I was in them, and I was required to wear a dress. Absolutely hated it. I mean, I was supportive during all, but I was miserable. The worst thing is finding dresses that covered my cleavage. I've always had a dysphoria about my breasts. I don't like them. I want them gone completely. I remember always telling my mom that I hate my breasts, remove them, whatever. About age 14, I think I was starting to wear more my clothes that were more comfortable. I was going through the stage of being really dark, so I was wearing a lot of like emo type clothes. Just because I think it was because I still didn't know who I was. I was very confused, and my whole life has been really confusing. I've been going back and forth between men and women. I prefer women. That's just my preference. And so what really happened was when I took my trip to Acadia on the 6th to the 12th of August, I really started thinking about what can I do to make my life more valuable to myself. I don't know if a lot of people know, but I was raped twice this year. Had a lot of mental illness going on. I was in and out of hospitals trying to figure out, just everything. But I've decided that, and a lot of people are like, well, are you just doing this because of the rapes that happened? No. A lot of my friends know I've been dressing like a man, probably at least 6 years now, maybe even more. No, longer than that. Probably 12, 13 years now. I feel more comfortable. I remember last December when I got my breast reduction approved through my insurance, I made a joke to the surgeon before I went in, just take it all off. I'd rather have it be gone. Of course, they couldn't do that because it wouldn't have been approved by the insurance. But yeah, so this year is going to be a big transition. I'm ready for it. And I hope I have a good support team through it. It seems like my parents are okay with it. What I'm looking to do is when I came back is when I really started doing some research on it. And I didn't know where to start the process, so I asked my OBGYN of how to start the process of transitioning. She was going to set me up with an endocrinologist down at Maine Medical, which is awesome. It was great. The only thing is the wait was until January of next year, and I'm not willing to wait that long. So just doing some of my own research, I learned that Planned Parenthood down in Portland, Maine, just because there's not really anything about Portland, helps with transitioning for LGBT. And they were awesome. I went in. I didn't think I was going to get my testosterone shots filled that day. I honestly thought I was just going to go in and kind of like have a consultation. Doing other research, I've learned that Planned Parenthood also does the blood test that needs to be done. I also heard that you had to sign a consent form saying, because it was a consensual form instead of having to go through the endocrinologist, which makes you get permission from your psychiatrist to prove that you're okay to do this and, you know, whatever they needed you to do to get in. But when I went in, they helped me right from the start. They asked what my preferred name was, which I have decided that it's going to be Isaak. And it's not going to be the usual spelling that most people do. It's going to be Isaak. And they asked what my pronouns preferred to be, and I told them, and from right then and there, they were like calling me Isaak and respecting what I wanted to be, and wasn't really having any issues with like, okay, this is a woman, but you know, they respected that I wanted to be a male, and it was awesome. So the process actually went really smooth. I went in, they asked a bunch of medical questions like any other office visit would. I was expecting that they were gonna, like I said, they were gonna take a blood test and say come back, just because of other videos that I've watched. I mean, I'm sure it varies on different persons, different people that go in, but they asked me the questions. They had the nurse practitioner come in. She was like, oh my god, this is so exciting. Aren't you excited to start? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, you know, she just asked me like basically when I've been thinking about doing this and why now. And I explained to her that, you know, it's been going on for a while and that it needed to start happening now. And she was totally cool with it. She was like, no, I understand. We're here to help people. Then she like asked me if I had any questions. She's like, I'm sure you've done plenty of research, which I did. And then she went over like, you know, some of the risk factors and common things that can happen on testosterone. And then she was like, well, how would you like it done? And she said that, I'm sorry, I can't remember the names of what they're called, the one that you can get muscular or non-muscular. I asked her what the difference was. She said that the muscular is a longer needle. It's also done every other week. And a lot of people tend to go with that one. But also a lot of people that aren't sure how well they'll handle needles would also do the subcutaneous, which I think is what it's called, shot, which is the one that they can do in your belly. So I told her, why don't we do the one that's in the belly? just because I don't know what my temperament would be for me giving myself shots. I mean, I'm sure everyone's nervous for the first time that they give themselves a shot. I mean, I'm not scared when I go in to a doctor to have it done, but I could see myself second guessing myself giving myself a shot. But I gotta do it. So she was like, all right, sweet, yeah, like, we can, like, totally get you started. Like, let's, I can write the prescription today, and you can go pick it up, and, like, in a week, you can come in and get your first shot done. And I was like, I think I was more surprised, which was kind of funny because she was more excited than I was, only because I was really shocked about how quickly the process was going. But she was like, yeah, I mean, isn't this exciting? You can, like, come in next week, and you can get your first shot, and we can teach you how to do it, and, you know, it's exciting. And I was like, yeah, I guess. Like, it was just more, like, exciting and scared, and just like, oh, wow, like, it's happening now. Like, there's no turning back. Like, not that I want to turn back, but, like, there was no, like, well, I don't think this is a good fit for you. You know, just, like, everything. And I've had people that I've been talking to that are, like, saying, like, oh, it's going to take months before you get into it. You need to do a bunch of therapy. And I was just excited that they were so forthcoming of, like, yeah, let's get this started. Let's, like, not wait. Let's just, you know. And I'm that type of person, too. Like, I was explaining to her, she was like, why now? And I was like, because, like, if I sit here and I second guess myself, I'm not going to do it. Like, and I've talked to my counselor, and, like, we have agreed that, like, if this is something that motivates me to get up in the morning, then do it. I mean, you know, everyone has the questions of, like, oh, great, how expensive is it going to be? It's really not that expensive, guys. Like, before this whole process happened, I did reach out and contact my insurance company, and I was like, hey, what can I do to get the testosterone covered by you guys? And they were like, well, you need to get pre-authorization and, you know, all this stuff. And I was like, all right, so that's going to take a while. And get this, I'm off my parents' insurance March 8th of this next year. I'm done. I'm off insurance. So I was like, no, I can't do this. Like, I gotta do it while I'm on my parents' insurance. And I just didn't think that there was, you know, any possibility that I was going to be able to afford it. But then, you know, doing research and hearing other people doing non-insurance and everything like that, girls and guys, I went into Planned Parenthood. They were so awesome. I was like, how expensive is this going to be? I don't understand, you know, can you help me? And they were like, yeah, we can, like, totally help you figure out how to get this at as low a cost as possible. The woman at the front desk was like, go to GoodRx, look it up, do research. It was just so helpful. Like, I didn't want the cost to be the barrier of not having this done. And they know that in this economy, expenses are ridiculous. Like, it's not fair. It really isn't. But thankful, I came out and I was like, here's my script. She's like, let me see it. And she was like, I can do some research for you right now. And I was like, sweet. And she was like, okay, so I found on GoodRx that you can get your testosterone and your, I don't know about the syringes and stuff, but you can figure that out. You can call and find out different places. But you can get your testosterone at, like, CVS for, like, $16. And I was like, oh, okay. And, like, you know how, like, some things sound too good to be true? Like, I didn't believe it. So she's like, but don't settle on one thing, shop around. And I was like, well, okay. But when I looked around, I was having more of a hard time getting a definite answer of prices. I called Hannaford's, which is where I normally get my prescriptions filled. And they were like, well, we can't give you an answer unless you bring your prescription. And I was like, I've heard that once you bring a prescription, you can't get it refilled again. So I was just like, all right, whatever. I'll just go with CVS. It's $16. It was $16, guys, for 2 vials of testosterone. That's 3 months worth, okay? My syringes were like $1 to $4. They did have an issue with finding, I think it was my 23 gauge and 3/4 syringe. No, needle, sorry. They couldn't find it for some reason. So they had to go with a 23 gauge, which is fine. But the pharmacist was really awesome. Like, she was like, yeah, let's find you some cheap needles. Let's do this. And like, I just didn't think that like coming out like this was just going to be so heartwarming. Like, I don't know. I was always scared. Like, like, what am I going to tell the pharmacist? Like, you know. But she got me the testosterone for like $16.96. The needles, the 23 gauge were like $5, which isn't that big of a deal for 12 of them. So I walked out of CVS paying like $23 for everything. And that's for 3 months worth, guys. So I'm thankful for that. Sorry, phone call. So hold on 1 second. Let me take this phone call. Sorry. For some reason they didn't answer. So you can do it, guys. Just reach out there. I do have a GoFundMe account because I am in the process of trying to find a job just because I've had so many mental barriers that happened. But I'm ready to get out there and work. And to me, the testosterone shots is going to motivate me to work and keep my job and, you know, just everything. So Tuesday at 5:10, I'm going in. I'm getting my testosterone shot. I'm going to be learning how to do it, which I'm pretty sure since watching all the videos, I could probably do it myself now. But I'd rather just get, you know, it all figured out from Planned Parenthood. So I will update you guys on my first shot experience. I am assuming, since I'm doing it on Tuesdays, that that's going to be my shot day every week. So I will film you guys for taking my first shot. Because that is my first shot by myself. Sorry, guys. Because it is a big experience. I'm excited. I'm ready to get this journey going. It will be very beneficial. So if you guys have any questions about like Portland, Maine area, about how to get things going and stuff, because like when I was doing a lot of research on YouTube, it was more about people like out in the different states, not anywhere nearby, near home. So don't hesitate to ask. I like to say a special shout out to the people that I have been talking to on Facebook about figuring this all out. If it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't be where I am right now. So yeah, good luck, guys. Any questions, comment below. There will also be, you can also message me. You can find me on Facebook for Crystal Prescott Isaac. So yeah, let me know. I'd like to hear your experiences too. Bye.